Hi everyone and welcome to our podcast. Today we'll talk about something that affects so many university students but is often ignored, mental health. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt completely exhausted from your studies? Like even after resting you're still tired? If your answer is yes, you're not alone. Sometimes it's not just your body that needs rest. Your mind does too. In this episode, we'll explore what burnout is, how it affects students, and what we can do to feel better. With me today are Maria Jose, a fellow university student, and Stefany, a psychologist. Welcome, girls.
Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be here. I think this topic is super important.
Thank you, Karla. I'm so glad we are opening up this conversation. And mental health is a critical part of student success, and it's often overlooked.
Let's begin with something many students experience but don't always recognize, burnout. Stefany, as a psychologist, can you explain what burnout is?
Of course, burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion caused by prolonged and excessive stress. In students, it's often triggered by academic pressure, deadlines, lack of rest, and the constant to perform well. It goes beyond being tired. It affects your motivation, focus, and emotional well-being.
That sounds serious. Maria Jose, have you ever experienced something like that?
Oh, yes, definitely. There was a time when I felt completely drained all the time. I slept, but I still woke out tired. I have no motivation for studying. I couldn't even concentrate during classes, and even simple tasks felt heavy.
That sounds really tough. I felt that too. Like your brain just can't take any more information and everything feels overwhelming. You mentioned everything felt heavy. What kind of things did you notice changing in your daily routine?
Well, I stopped enjoying things I usually like. I also procrastinated a lot. I felt guilty about it later, which made the stress worse. I remember missing a group project meeting just because I didn't have the energy to leave my room. I felt like I was failing, even though I was trying.
That's actually very common. Many students don't realize their burnout until it becomes severe. Some signs include lack of motivation, trouble sleeping, irritability, feeling detached, or even physical symptoms like headaches or stomach issues. Unfortunately, many normalize this and think it's just part of a student life.
That's true. Many of us just accept that feeling as normal during university, but when in reality it isn't. We need to recognize that this mental exhaustion is serious and deserves attention.
Exactly. Burnout is a real psychological state, and recognizing it early is key to preventing more serious issues like anxiety or depression.
That brings us to something important. We've mentioned anxiety and depression already, but these conditions go far beyond just stress or tiredness. Let's explore them more deeply. Maria Jose, have you or your friends ever dealt with those feelings?
Yes, in my case, I remember a week when I have several absences and presentations. I felt nervous, I couldn't sleep. I also stopped eating well, and I cried for no reason. It was like being stuck in a loop, stress, guilt, and more stress.
I can relate to that. Sometimes you feel stuck in a cycle of stress and low self-esteem, but you keep pretending everything is okay. That fear of being judged is really strong, especially in academic environments. Stefany, how can we recognize when stress has turned into something more serious?
That's a crucial question. Anxiety often manifests as a persistent sense of worry or fear that's hard to control. Physically, it might show up as a restlessness, muscle tension, or racing heartbeat. And also, depression, on the other hand, can make even the simplest task feel overwhelming and sap your energy completely. In students, this often go unnoticed because many try to hide their emotions or think asking for help is a weakness.
That stigma still exists. Maria Jose, did you feel hesitate to ask for help?
Of course, I didn't want my classmates or professors to think I couldn't handle things. I felt embarrassed. But when I finally talked to a friend, it made a big difference. Just having someone listen helped. It made me feel less alone.
That's a powerful first step. Talking and healing. And therapy is not just for people in crisis. It's a space where you can explore your thoughts, find clarity, and learn to cope. If you're afraid of seeing a psychologist, remember it's a sign of strength, not weakness. You don't need to have everything figured out to ask for support.
Stefany, what advice would you give to someone who feels nervous about seeking therapy for the first time?
I would say start simple. You don't need to explain everything perfectly. Therapists are trained to guide the conversation. Think of it like a space to be yourself without pressure or judgment.
Taking care of our mental health is essential, but sometimes we don't know where to start. Maria Jose, what small changes help you feel better?
That's true. At first, I didn't know what to do either, but I started with small things like drinking more water, turning off my phone for a while, and being kind to myself when I make mistakes.
Those are great steps. Stefany, what are some other ways students can protect their mental health?
Well, the foundation is building a balanced routine. Enough sleeping, healthy eating, and regular physical activity. But mental health care is also about what do you do with your mind and emotions. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, journaling, or deep breathing exercise can reduce stress and improve focus. It's also important to set realistic goals and learn to say no when you're overwhelmed. Perfectionism can be a trap that worsens burnout and anxiety. Finally, connecting with supportive people like friends, family, or professionals provide a sense of belonging and help us process difficult feelings. And remember, universities often have free or low-cost counseling services. Don't hesitate to use them. They are there to support you.
Actually, journaling has helped me a lot. Writing down my thoughts, writing about my day and emotions gave me emotional clarity and peace.
But what about during exams when stress is at peak?
That's when planning ahead is key. Don't cram. Break your study session into smaller chunks. Sleep is essential even during finals. And also avoid too much caffeine and don't isolate yourself. Studying with others or taking breaks to talk with friends can lower your stress levels. And of course, reach out to your university wellness centers or counseling services. They are there for you.
Maria Jose, have you tried any of those strategies?
Yes, I used to study alone all the time and it made me feel really anxious, but now I study with my classmates and we quiz each other. It makes learning easier and more fun. Also, I've started taking short walks when I feel overwhelmed. It really helps me clear my mind.
That's a great example of how small changes can make a big difference. To conclude, we've explored burnout, anxiety, and depression in university students. This conversation is a reminder that mental health is just as important as academic performance.
And asking for help is not a sign of failure. It's actually a very brave thing to do. Prioritizing mental health means valuing yourself and your future. It's a form of self-respect and strength.
Absolutely. I used to feel guilty for resting, but now I know that rest is part of being productive. Mental health matters as much as physical health. Take care of your mind like you take care of your body. Our mental well-being deserves as much attention as our brains.
Thank you both for being here and for sharing your insights today. And thank you, you listeners, for staying with us. We hope this episode reminds you to pause, breathe, and take care of your mental well being a little more each day. Take care and remember, you don't always have to be strong, just be kind to yourself.